Canada's dominance against the United States of America. In hockey, it continues, and it is still Canada's game through and through as Team Canada beats the U.S. 3-2 in overtime at TD Garden in Boston. I ain't used to saying that as a Leaf fan, but who the hell cares? Because Canada takes home the trophy, and I know I'm going to hear some stuff. Mickey Mouse tournament from the American people, right? Well, those are the same people that are yapping their trap too much. I love every bit of this. You hear all this stuff, what was it, after the game against the U.S. where Brandon Hagel's talking about he's doing it for the crest. He ain't doing it for the cameras. And then obviously Matthew Tkachuk's laughing and joking around with all the fights and everything. Oh, guess what? He can't go in this game. Okay, so you're so worried about the round robin game there, fellas, and fighting 3 times. Good job, you won that game. And guess what? You go back to that video. What did I say? Did it suck? Sure, it did. But you know what? In the end, it doesn't matter. Because all Team Canada needed to do was beat Finland, and you had a chance at the States again. They got that chance, and they got on top again. Winning 3-2 in overtime. Let's break this whole puppy down, shall we? Anthems happen, and my God, the Canadian anthem was pretty awful. In fact, it was butchered. So there's that. And a little bit of booze, which I was actually expecting a lot more, and there weren't as many as I thought. And then nothing else happened, and then the puck drops. People are thinking there's going to be more fights. There was no fights in this game. And in the first period, less than 5 minutes in, Nathan MacKinnon circles at the top of the blue line, fires the puck on through a screen, and that was the talk going into the game. Get in front of Hellebuck. Don't let him see the puck. And they don't. And it's through a maze, but it goes in the back of the net. MacKinnon scores the first goal of the game. Ryan Hart and Thomas Hartley get assists on the goal, and Team Canada is up 1-0, 5 in. We're like, all right, great. However, we did do that in the first game against the U.S., so I'm not going to get overly excited. And I'm sitting there watching the game, and I'm thinking the next one is the important one. Well, Matthews, love you dearly, bud. Wrap around behind the net. Brady Tkachuk crashing the net. He finds a way to bury it. Kind of a knuckle shot off. It didn't get all of it, but it doesn't matter. It's 1-1. That was at 16:52, so that was under 4 minutes to go into the intermission. Unfortunately, it's now a tie game. Shots on goal were 11-10 in favor of Canada going into the second period. And then 7:32 in of a crazy scramble in front. Again, Jordan Binnington gave me a lot of Ilya Samsonov vibes, and for my Leaf fans watching, it's just swimming all over the place. He goes basically right at Austin Matthews, which I get it with the shot. Fine. But then, he dishes it off. It kind of bounces around a little bit, finds a stick of Jake Sanderson, and he fires it basically into the empty cages. Binnington's trying to scramble back into the net. It's 2-1 for the U.S. That was at 7:32 of the second period, so we're almost halfway through. Not what you want to see. But then, with 6 minutes to go in the second period, Mitch Marner scores the overtime goal against Sweden, and I'm thinking, great, big moment for Marner, big goal for him. It is still 3-on-3 hockey, so I'm like, is it real hockey? With 6 minutes to go, he gets the puck, and he kind of just wiggling his way into the middle of the ice, and that beautiful, slick pass to Sam Bennett, and then the nice freaking finish from Sam Bennett over the shoulder of Connor Hellebuck. And we are tied at 2. So we are right back in this game. 6 to play in the second period. Sam Bennett from Marner. And we go into the intermission. And it is a 2-2 hockey game. Shots on goal were 9-8 in favor of the States. And as it should be, between Canada and the United States, it is tied after 40 minutes. Shots on goal are dead even. We go into the third period. And man, is there a lot of things happening. But no goals. Shots on goal were 8-4 U.S. in the third period. Binnington stands tall, was awesome late in this game. And of course, it goes to overtime. Because why not go to OT, right? It just felt fitting between Canada and the United States that it would go to overtime. And in said overtime frame, and again, as a Leaf fan, I love Austin Matthews to death. But for God's sakes, I didn't want him to score the overtime winner because we've never seen him score a Game 7 goal in general. So to see him score the clincher would be horrific. And the amount of chances that he had in that overtime frame. The big blocker save from Jordan Binnington. Incredible stuff. Matthews comes right down Broadway, makes the save. It goes in the corner to Brady to Chuck, and he fires it on, and oh my goodness. The diving, I don't want to say diving, I guess sliding glove save, whatever you want to call it, from Binnington. Incredible stop. That whistle down face-off. Off that face-off, Matthews fires one, and another really good save from Jordan Binnington. He is hanging this team, just hanging on for dear life. The Canada has to find something. Well, we fast forward. Braden Point actually gets an icing, right? Because the U.S. player's neck and neck with him. He beats him. Huge job there. Gets the offensive zone face-off. Crosby, I think it was McDavid or I don't know which one took I think it was McDavid. Took the face-off. You end up winning it. It goes around the boards, back to Cale Makar. And he fires it back around the boards to Mitch Marner. And Marner, freaking dude, my goodness, gets the puck right above the goal line. And Connor McDavid, you could watch him. He kind of floats back a little bit to get into the slot area, maybe a little bit higher than the slot. And he kind of gets lost. And if you're the Americans, losing Connor McDavid in the slot is probably not the best idea. Marner puts it on a platter. McDavid catches, releases, gorgeous shot, and beats Connor Hellebuck. And Team Canada beats the Americans. And, oh, by the way, Canada, still the best hockey nation in the world. So for all the Americans talking all the garbage, right? All the nonsense we keep hearing over the week, social media blowing up. Was they nervous going to play? Sure, they've gotten better. Like, the States are right there with Canada. But they still lose. And I love every second of it. I love every second of it. Whether it's the anthem stuff, whether it's the whole dude south of the border doing his thing, if you guys know what I mean. Everything has built this up. And for Team Canada to beat the U.S. in overtime. And didn't Bill Guerin, the GM, talking about possibly getting Trump to go to the game today? I mean, if that ain't a slap in the face to this country, I don't know what is. It obviously didn't end up happening. And Team Canada wins. In Boston at TD Garden. You love to see it. Shots on goal were 33-27 in favor of the United States. Who the hell cares? There was only one power play in the game. It was a blatantly obvious trip. Vincent Trocheck took the penalty. But Canada didn't score and really didn't get anything going. That was after they gave up the 2-1 goal. So this, you had a power play almost right after, trying to get momentum. You didn't get it. And I was like, oh boy, this might not go great. Well, they prevailed and they got the win. Jordan Binnington was awesome. 2 goals on 33 shots. Sam Bennett with the goal. McKinnon with a goal. And of course, Connor McDavid gets the goal. And isn't it crazy? Couple things I'm going to say before I wrap it up. That 15 years ago, 8 days from now, would mark the 15-year anniversary of Sidney Crosby scoring the golden goal. And for the greatest player of that, Team Canada or that generation, however you want to look at it, to the best player of this generation to score overtime winners against the Americans, yeah, it's not the Olympics this year. But man, that was sweet. Oh, it was sweet. And another thing, Jordan Binnington. What has Jordan Binnington's career been like, right? He comes in for St. Louis. That crazy second half of the year they had, goes on to win the cup. Insane. Gets the contract. Hasn't been great since. We all debate. Look, that's been the debate all tournament has been, the goaltending for Canada. And there was a big thing going into play today. The better goaltender was probably Connor Hellebuck. Well, not today. Because Jordan Binnington, who had not been good really since his cup win against the Boston Bruins at TD Garden, may I add, goes out there tonight in a big game at TD Garden and beats the American faithful. Oh, it's a beautiful sight. Narratives galore. And Mitch Marner gets a couple assists. Was a +2 today. And I'd love for him to bring that back to the Leafs. Big moments, making big plays. You'd love to see it moving forward. As for Austin Matthews, I love you, buddy. We'll see you soon. But, I didn't want to... honestly, and last thing here. When he kept having those chances, I'm like, Binnington, fantastic, but Austin, for the love of God, I want to cheer for you, bud. Can you stop doing this now? Or can Canada end this thing so I can go back to cheering for 34? And they did. So thank goodness for that. All right, it has been a blast covering the Four Nations face-off with all of you. Canada wins. Canada wins the trophy. Obviously, the trophy wasn't like Stanley Cup. They're losing their marbles, but you love to see it. Team Canada celebrating. Sad American faces, particularly the Tkachuk brothers, who are just yapping their mouth too much. And then to be, how unfortunate. How unfortunate, guys. Yap all that stuff all you want and go out there and lose in the big moment. Chef's kiss. All right? So for all my Toronto sports fans, hey, Jays, I'll probably be doing a video maybe even tomorrow as we preview spring training that's coming up this weekend. Obviously not great news coming out of there about Vladdy and all that stuff. For the Raptors, I believe they're back tomorrow, aren't they? Let me just quickly check that. They're back tomorrow as they face Miami at home at 7:30. And as for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they get their action going. Is that on Saturday night as they host the Carolina Hurricanes, but do not expect Matthews and Marner to play. I'm just going to say that. Expect Nylander to be in there, but don't expect those two fellas to be in there just because they're just coming off this crazy stuff. And we play in a day and a half, 2 days pretty much. So I don't expect them to play at least in the Saturday. I think it's a back-to-back too. So they may not even play both nights of the back-to-back to travel back-to-back too. They might end up playing on the Tuesday in Boston against the Bruins. They may not leave TD Garden, but we'll see. As of right now, Canada fans, enjoy the victory. And let's go Canada all day, every day.